Well, the debate over how to handle homeless camps in California is back in the spotlight after Governor Newsom's executive order last week. This morning, we have Scott Silverman, an addiction and homeless expert, joining us to talk about really where a lot of these folks will go if their encampments are cleared. Scott, good to have you here in studio. You've been dealing and helping with folks who are homeless and those who are suffering from addiction for decades. Your thought on where would they go if these homeless encampments are now cleared?
Clearly one of the great questions, and there is no easy answer. The shelters will be closing soon, some of the beds, and we don't have replacement opportunities for the unhoused. So I don't have an answer to that question, and I think that's part of our dilemma right now is where would they go, what resources will they be able to access, and how do we best support the transition from where we are to where we want to go? In
your experience, what do unhoused folks need the most?
First and foremost, an intervention. Second, an assessment. And thirdly, the support that's necessary, because one size does not fit all. So if somebody is suffering from a substance use disorder or a mental health issue, they're going to need a different type of support than another individual who may just recently become homeless, or as a senior, or as a mom, or as a child, or as a family. They're all different populations that have different needs. Some are common, but they have to be handled differently.
You know, what can you tell us about the resources available in San Diego? We often do these stories, but sometimes it's good to remind our friends at home who are watching there are resources out there.
There are resources throughout the community. Unfortunately, they're scattered, and my attitude always has been we need a continuum of care. We're centralizing those resources. I mean, 211's a good example, but what happens in Chula Vista is different than El Cajon. What happens in the city is different than North County. So how do we coordinate all of that? Because homeless don't just sit in one place. They move around. And when people come to our community for the first time, they're just going to kind of settle up wherever they get comfortable. So we need to find a way to really coordinate a lot of those great things. And the faith-based community supports it, and we have a lot of volunteers, but they're all kind of working on their own, and we have to find ways to work together better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is there anything that people can do right now who are watching if they want to step up, or what can people do to help?
That is a great question, and I wish there was an easy answer. I mean, volunteering is important. Philanthropic support, altruistic support is important. You know, maybe working through your faith-based community, maybe reaching out. I mean, clearly the city of San Diego, and I know the county has a website you can go to, and there's things that can be done. But over the years, part of the tent situation came when volunteers wanted to give tents to homeless people, and now we have, what, thousands and thousands of tents, and now the new ruling is they want to take those tents and put them into storage. So I think it's important to stand by, you know, be patient, and, you know, contact your legislative leaders and say, look, how can we help?
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's going to take leadership to really take this by the roots and move it forward.
Because and I bring that question up because most of us are not experts like yourself that, you know, are dealing day in and day out with those who are homeless and those who are homeless and have addiction. So a very good point. Step up and volunteer if you can, and contact your legislator.
I mean, we saw it through the COVID crisis. You know, when we needed to, every state, county, and federal agencies found ways to get information in real time. I think we could do something similar. We better do something similar to that, because if we don't, we're going to be overwhelmed. And if Los Angeles or San Francisco gets better at it before we do, and the homeless don't like the rules, guess where they're coming?
They're coming down here.
Right here in San Diego, America's finest city.
Yeah, you know, I did want to ask you how many people you have worked with over the years that have actually been able to change their situation. And we're not really looking for a clear-cut number, but if you can give us an idea, because you've been in this for so many years.
Well, there's probably about 30%, let's say, for example, right now, the homeless that are probably able-bodied with some support and long-term care and some navigation support that could actually get back into the workforce and find ways over time to get their own housing. But 70% are going to need some long-term support. So I would say if I had to put a number on it, probably based on our current system, probably less than 5% really get to the housing support components, permanent housing if it's possible. I mean, San Diego, as we all know, unfortunately is not inexpensive for housing, and when you're drug dependent, if you will, or you're drinking, and with fentanyl right now on the streets, the crisis is even worse than it's ever been. So You know, I'm hopeful we'll improve those numbers, and I know there's a lot of resources in our community, and there's nobody I talk to that says, oh, gee whiz, we're going to accept the homeless situation in San Diego. But a lot of people are frustrated, and I think we need to find ways to work together better so we can see a solution to ending homelessness.
Yeah, we have to have that hope, of course, and no easy solution like you alluded to, but you know, we appreciate you coming on and shedding some light on the issue. Thank you,
Thanks for the
Scott
opportunity to talk about
Silverman,
it.
for chatting it up with us. Appreciate